some of the best moments of your life hasn't happened yet. I was speaking to someone who was like confiding in me yesterday, and I told her something. Your best moment hasn't even happened yet. Why the rush? There's still a lot of experiences ahead of you. There's still a lot of people to meet. There's still a lot of things to do. So why give up now? Why think this is your end? Why do you think that you can never amount to anything? Do you know who you are? You are the daughter of the Most High God. God created you in His own image. And nothing can ever dispute that fact, okay? So sis, please get up. Stop feeling sorry about yourself. Know that there is time for everything, and God has laid out the blessings. God has made everything beautiful in its time. How good does that sound? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite Dimi Loka, and on this channel I help girls start wherever they are with whatever they have to be wherever they want to be. So if you're starting from scratch, if you think the odds are against you, if you are coming from absolutely nothing, well, that is why I'm here, to help equip you with all the information you need in order to get onto the next level. So with that being said, hit the subscribe button and join the family. We are so happy to have you around. So today we are going to be talking about patience. Patience has been an integral part of my story. Like when I started taking myself serious and started working on my dreams, the first thing I learned was patience. Sis, nothing beats patience. Listen to me. Let me repeat myself again for those at the back. Nothing beats patience. Life did not come with a manual, so why are we rushing? Why are we acting as if we can have everything figured out? You are living life for the first time. This is your first time to be 20, 30 or 40 or 50, and like, how do you think that you can have it all together that way? Just like Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can connect it looking backward. So just trust that it will just connect itself. When things are happening in your life, you don't even know the reason why they're happening. You don't know why this is my fate. You don't even know. But as you move through life, when you look back at some circumstances or some places that you find yourself in, you will discover that that was necessary for your growth. Sometimes all we need to do is to sit back and watch life unfold. So today I'm going to be teaching you about patience, because patience has been something that I've been learning for over let's say, I think up to 5 or 6 years now. That is when I was intentional about patience. And every single time it works out. Even times I did not understand, it always does work out for me. So with that being said, let's get right into this video. The first thing I want to say is, allow yourself to experience your purpose. We don't want to experience our purpose. We are rushing. We just want the end results. We don't want to experience anything. But life doesn't work that way. My whole story is always an example of patience. Like I used to tell my story over and over again, because I'm simply a product of patience. Even what I'm doing currently, I'm still patient. Left high school at 16, I've been saying this over and over again. And got to uni 5 years later. Uni was something I wanted immediately, because I love education. I love, being in the school environment. I love getting degrees. I love all those things about academics. Like you always find me reading a book. But I didn't get that. That was my wish. People say, oh, college is outdated. To me, that is something I want to associate myself with. But I did not get that. Making YouTube videos, this is not even how I want my videos to turn out. This is not even how I want to film. I want to make like cinematic content. But I don't have the equipment, the lighting, the cameras, or every other thing. I don't have it. And for almost 3 years now, I've been on it, but I haven't gotten it. But I'm not tired. I'm not giving up. That is patience. I don't know where we are rushing to, but I understand the fact that we are rushing because everyone wants everything figured out immediately. When you go on social media, you'll be hearing, oh, 18-year-old, 15-year-old make millions of dollars. What are you doing? Like all these things. You hear all these things because it's good for business, right? So let's read Ecclesiastes 3 verses 11. It says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. God has made everything beautiful in its time. He has even put eternity in their hearts. Yet, mankind will never find out the work that the true God has made from start to finish. It says that God has made everything beautiful in His time. So that will show you that there is time for everything. That will show you that God has laid down the pathway. That is to show you that God has prepared all our blessings. Yet, you can never understand it from start to finish. Since I urge you today, no matter where you are, no matter what is going wrong, even presently, I know the kind of struggles I'm facing. Like, if I'm going to say everything that is going on in my life right now, oh my God. But just like I'm telling you to be patient and trust God, I'm also speaking to myself, because I know how hard it is for me right now. I know. But this place is telling us that God has made everything beautiful in its time. Why can't we be patient to get to that time? And no matter how you think about it, you can never understand it. Even my life presently, even where I am, I never imagined I would be here 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But God has prepared everything. I can never understand it. It can never make sense. But when I look back to where I'm coming from and how much I've grown and everything that has transpired between this time, all I can see is the handwork of God. Since you can never understand the blessings that God has prepared for you, that is what this place said. And the beautiful part of this Bible verse is that it says that God has prepared it. Sis, let your life unfold. Experience your purpose. Experience who you are. Go through the joys, the sadness of life. Okay? God has prepared, like, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can understand this. God has prepared our blessings. God has prepared our reward. We can never understand it, but that doesn't mean that it is not in existence. That doesn't mean that it's not happening. When I went to rock bottom, I thought that was the end. Like they said in the scriptures, can anything good come out of Nazareth? And at that point, I was like, nothing good can come out of me. But God was like, I'm just getting started with you. There's so much growth ahead of you. I've prepared your blessings. So just wait, let this time elapse so that you can get it. And when the time elapsed, oh my God, I learned discipline, I learned consistency, I discovered my path. I started filming, doing all these things and learning so much. But at that time, I can never understand what God has for me. Even if God comes and says it to me and shows me the picture, I can never understand it. Because to me, that part is not necessary. And that is what I want us to know today. Change your mindset. Everything that is happening to you is necessary. I know you're going to be like, oh, most everything happened to me. Sis, stop beating yourself up. Get off from that victim mindset. Like, get up from that victim mindset. Okay, you are not the victim of your circumstance. You are God's child and God has laid out your blessings for you. Just go through the time and be patient enough and be resilient enough and be hardworking enough to get to that point to unlock your blessings. One thing with life is that a lot of doors will not open until you are the person that needs to walk in there. So you need to keep working on yourself. You need to be patient with God. There is time for everything. Okay? I hope that this encourages you. And I'm also speaking to myself. Demma, I hope that this encourages you because, oh my God, I know you want it now. Better still, I know that you need it now. But God says that He has made everything beautiful in His own time. There was this interview of Naomi Campbell that I watched, where she was talking about you cannot compete with destiny. That she has always wanted to work with Calvin Klein. But she didn't. It was in her older years that she gets to work with them. She has walked their own way. She has done every other thing except working with them. So when it got to that time, she got it. And she was like, you can never compete with destiny. You cannot. So instead of wasting your time, crying, feeling sorry, wasting away, just know that you can never compete with destiny, and God has made everything beautiful in His time to show you that everything has its time. So make sure that you are the kind of person that needs to accept all these things. Make sure that you are patient enough to get to your time. Otherwise, you will miss out on it. Some of the best moments of your life hasn't happened yet. I was speaking to someone who was like confiding in me yesterday, and I told her something. Your best moment hasn't even happened yet. We are in our early 20s, so why the rush? There's still a lot of experiences ahead of you. There's still a lot of people to meet. There's still a lot of things to do. So why give up now? Why think this is your end? Why do you think that you can never amount to anything? Do you know who you are? You are the daughter of the Most High God. God created you in His own image. And nothing can ever dispute that fact, okay? So sis, please get up. Stop feeling sorry about yourself. Know that there is time for everything and God has laid out the blessings. God has made everything beautiful in its time. How good does that sound? Another thing I want to say is that while waiting, please prepare. Yes. Don't waste away your time. Okay, like I said previously, there are doors that before it opens, you have to be the version of you that has to walk through it. If you are not the version of yourself that needs to pass through that door will never open. So while waiting, prepare. Don't waste this time. Okay, I'm very, very patient. I know what I want to do on here, and I know how much I've been practicing all of these things alone. I'm not just like sitting down and waiting till that day comes. That is why you see a lot of people who just maybe won a lottery or just got this money they never expected. You see them waste it. You see them not put it into good use because they are not the version of them that needs to get access to this money. There was never a plan on how to invest it, and then they are surprised that the money came. So before they were able to put things together or know what they have to do, the money is gone. So while waiting, prepare. You want to be a writer. If a publisher just shows up today, what are you going to present? Is any manuscript ready for publishing? You want to be a public speaker. Are you practicing? What if you got the connection to speak at a big event just shows up now? Are you ready? Are you prepared? We talk about the end result, except being the version of us that needs to access this end result. I want to be a cinematographer. I don't own a camera. Even my phone, like, it's not even an iPhone that I would say, maybe let me download all this Black Magic camera app so that I can be practicing, being in control of my settings. I'm not even in the control of the settings of this phone because there's nothing to set here. The phone is just so low. But I'm practicing cinematography. I'm watching movies. I'm putting things down. I'm learning. If I open my YouTube downloads here, you just be seeing about video stuff, video editing, lighting, cameras and stuff like that. But I don't own one. I'm preparing myself so that whenever these things come, I'm just going to start making use of it immediately. I will know what to do. Let's say I got $100,000 just today. I know what to buy. I know what to invest it in. I know the things I need to get. Why? Because I'm preparing myself for this big day. Patience is not just sitting down and fold your hands and be like, yeah, let's see when the blessings of God will come. When it comes, how ready are you? Please, while you are waiting, wait expectantly. I've said this in one of my previous videos. I'll just find it and put on the thumbnail here. I said, when you wait, wait expectantly. That is God's direction. Don't waste your time. I don't have, let me say, even 95% of things I need to start filming. But I'm learning. I'm learning camera movements. I'm learning composition. I'm learning lighting, even though I don't have any of them. I'm waiting expectantly. I'm learning it because I believe that God will give these things to me. Yes, that is it. This is faith at its peak. You show your faith. You demonstrate your faith by works. I don't have any of these things. I don't even have a rich family. The only person I have is God. And I'm doing this thing to show him that I believe that you can give me these things. If not, if I don't believe, I wouldn't even be practicing. I wouldn't even be putting myself out there. So sis, please, as you wait expectantly, okay? Get off from the victim mindset. Get off from feeling defeated. Stop telling yourself that there is nothing more for you. One of the apostles asked, can anything good come out from Nazareth? But look at what came out from Nazareth. The Savior of the whole world. Sis, that is you. See yourself like that. I know that people might be questioning, people might be doubting you, people might be saying, oh, can anything good come from her? Well, the person that will save the world can come from you, and is you. I live every day of my life as if it is going to be the win day. Yes, that is how I live my life. Any day can be the win day. So I practice, I prepare myself, I pray to God. I am in my best self every day. I try to work so hard every day, even though the results are not apparent, even though that I'm not even sure. Can anything good come out of this? Can I get monetized someday? Can I afford to buy my camera, and follow my dreams? Can I do any of these things? But I just have God. And that is my motivation every day. Sometimes the way to show that you trust God, you rely on Him, you believe in Him is through your works. How sure are you of Him? When you go through life, how confident are you that you have God by your side? How? So please change your mindset, okay? Change your approach to life. There is nothing. You are coming from absolutely nothing. You can go and watch a couple of my videos to see how I'm doing it, how I got here, how I'm like putting myself out there, how I'm trying to get better. And even these days, I'm trying to incorporate, showing behind the scenes of what my days look like so that you all can see. Like, I live a very boring life. There is no guru anywhere that has the answers. There is no $500,000 course that has the answer. The answer lies with you. You getting up and saying, no, I will never accept to live a mediocre life. It's you getting up and saying, no, I will never stay down. It is you getting up and saying, I will show God that I trust in Him. And God will have no other option than to bless you. We live in a world that glorifies speed. Yes. We just want fast answers, fast results, everything to happen like, oh my God, we are just on a pedestal. But the truth is, great things take time. Last year, April 2025, I was planning something. So I wanted to go and speak to girls' school, girls' high school precisely. So I chose 5 schools to go to speak to. And after, drafting out, designing the flyer by myself and everything, I've never said this out loud, but yeah, I'm more confident now to say this. So after putting out everything, designing and planning out everything, I started going to these schools and they were like turning me down. In fact, there was this particular school that was like asking me, so what are you trying to say that we don't teach our girls? I'm like, no, ma. This is like them getting another perspective. I'm a very young person, so I understand their struggles, I understand their pain, I know what's in trend and stuff like that. So I can be able to say 1 or 2 things that can help them. So the woman felt threatened by me just saying that I want to come to speak to her girls, And yeah, she was the harshest of them all, but others were like turning me down, saying 1 or 2 things and stuff like that. And when I came back, I was demoralized. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I kept asking myself, so what if I'm a celebrity? I'm a popular actress, or I'm a popular, just if I'm a celebrity. And I'm like, oh, I want to come to see. In fact, I'll not even finish speaking and they will be like, yeah, you can come. And that really kind of like brought back my low self-esteem, but to just a little extent though. And I felt bad. And then I was speaking to my boyfriend. I was like, oh my God. When I was going through it, the planning and everything, I was like, this is taking time. So I started exceeding the time frame I carved out for it. And he said something, don't you ever speak like that. Great things take time. And since that day, I can never forget that lesson. Maybe the highlight of me going through all that hassle, all that struggle, just for me to learn this lesson in a more deeper way. Great things take time. Take it easy with yourself. When you go on social media, the world is preaching speed, speed, speed. Come on, buy this course. I'll make you to earn $1 million in 10 days. I'll make you to do this in 30 days. That is the only thing you see on there. It's just the speed, 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 speed. But them that are putting that out there, they went through the process. The people that are telling you this, oh, they went through all of this. They waited, they cried, they were so uncertain. And then them coming up and telling you that just do this and it will just simply work out for you. I'm not saying that it will not work out, but they should also include the struggles, the time of uncertainties, the hard work you have to put in, right? So you can see that It is good for business. That is why you see it. But it's about you choosing to not be like that. It's about you choosing to be in your own world. It's about you choosing to trust God and rely on Him. It's about you being confident in yourself. So let's read James 1 verse 2 to 4. It says, "Consider it all joy, my brothers, when you meet various trials." James is saying, consider it all joy. When you meet trials, be happy. No, when things are taking time, be happy. When you've put in the work and the results are not showing, like whatever challenges you face in life, be happy. This is crazy. I know this is not what we want to hear, but this is simply what it is. Knowing as you do that, this tested quality of your faith produces endurance. When you go through this, it tests your faith. And when your faith is tested, it produces endurance. You have to have the spirit of endurance. You have to be able to endure. So like I said, all these things are just preparing you to be the version of you that can gain access to this success. Just like I gave the example of people who maybe suddenly they got $1 million, they were not expecting, they were living in poverty, and maybe they won a lottery or maybe some other thing. And when that money comes, they're surprised, they don't know what to do with it. And before they figured out what to do with the money, it has gone. Because they were not prepared. Because they could not go through these tests, these trials. And that is what James is saying here. Be happy when you go through all of this, because it produces endurance. It makes you to know how much faith you got. It makes you to be strong. It makes you to be resilient. It makes you to be ready. But let endurance complete its work, so that you may be complete and sound in all respects, not lacking in anything. James is saying, allow endurance to complete its work so that you will be complete. AKA, allow yourself to go through all these things so that you may be complete, so that you may be set for the ride, so that you may be ready, so that you may be able to handle all of these things. Allow yourself to be worked on. Allow yourself to be ready. Allow yourself to be tested. Allow yourself to be completed, so that whatever that comes your way, you can handle it. So just go through it. In any situation you find yourself, like I said, every part of your journey is necessary. Both the ones you are not proud of and the ones you are proud of. Every aspect of your journey, every part of it is necessary. So whatever situation you find yourself in, ask yourself, what am I supposed to gain from this situation? What am I supposed to learn from this situation? How can I get through this? Make uncertainty your best friend. That way you minimize disappointment. Whatever struggles that come in your life, stop freaking out. Stop being like, oh, this should have never happened. Well, it's happened. Be solution-oriented. Think. Be able to go through it, even if you don't have the answers. But you being ready to go through some things in your life makes you equipped, makes you ready. Just like me, I don't have the answers of what is going on in my life. I don't know what's going to happen next, the situation I'm going to find myself in. But I'm like, you know what? Wherever I find myself in, I'm going to always find a way to get through it. With God, everything is possible. Another thing is never give up. Yes. Do you know some people stop when people say no to them? Some people are walking through the path they are not supposed to walk in because they are not patient enough, because they cannot sit back and question themselves and analyze themselves. Like I always do this a lot. Whenever I'm doing something, I tend to go back to it. I tend to work on it. I tend to look at it. I tend to know, oh my God, okay, how can I get through this? What is going on with me? You know, during Christmas, we are on holidays from the 22nd of December to 4th of January. So throughout the 22nd December to January, all I was doing throughout these days was just sitting and thinking. And I was planning and I was re-strategizing. I was looking at things I'm doing. You know, I was creating my vision board. I was looking at how am I going to go through things. But some people cannot pause. Like we are just living on high, on high, on high, on high, on high. Some people cannot pause and ask themselves questions about their journey. A lot of people cannot do that. and it's so crazy. Take time to stop, like pause, rest. Being busy is our comfort zone. I've said this previously. Being busy is our comfort zone. We all want to be busy. We all want things to be going on in our life. We all want to do something and then get the results immediately, like there's no struggle. We don't want to go through the process, and that is the problem with our generation. We don't want to go through the process. Sit back and question your path. Sit back and assess yourself. Sit back and make sure that you are in line with your purpose, and make sure that you are in line with what you are doing. Nothing beats self-reflection. And after watching this video, in subsequent weeks, I will post a video on how to build a relationship with yourself, because I've seen that people miss out on this a lot. When you go on social media, you'll be seeing advices, video editing advice, business advice, but none of them is directed towards building a relationship with yourself. The only one is about self-love. But a relationship with yourself is very, very necessary. It's very, very necessary. When you go through things, please pause, stop, ask yourself questions. If your journey is demanding that you rest, please rest. Okay? When you die or when you got some health issues, all of these dreams will just disappear from your head, and your only wish will be just to get out of your sick bed. Let's read Hebrews 10 verse 36. It says, "For you need endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the fulfillment of the promise." You need endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you will receive the fulfillment of the promise. Are you ready to wait to assess the fulfillment of the promise? Are you willing to be the best version of yourself in order to assess the fulfillment of the promise? One thing I'll tell you at this point is to just keep pushing. Keep pushing, okay? No matter the no's you get, just keep pushing. I remember when I left high school and I started looking for a job. I searched for a job in over 20 places. I would trek, oh my God, there was no money, so I would trek long distances under the sun, stressed, and I'm just getting no and like no's everywhere. But I never stopped till I got a job. Just like me going to school, when I graduated from high school, I took the entrance exam to get into uni. I passed, but there was no money. The next year, I took another one. I took, oh my God, I think 4 times before I wrote this final one that I got into uni. And even when I got into uni, I was not studying my dream course, so I had to write another one. Oh my God, I never gave up. I just kept on pushing. So please, don't stop pushing, okay? Put in the work so that you will be the version of yourself that will receive the fulfillment of the promise that God made to us. So finally, your thoughts are not God's thoughts. So let's read Isaiah 55 verses 8 and 9. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, and your ways are not my ways, declares Jehovah. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts." God says, your ways are not my ways. Just like the heavens is higher than the earth, so is my ways and your ways. Your thoughts are not God's thoughts, okay? God is so much wiser and bigger and greater than us. He knows the best. He knows the end from the beginning. So when things don't go your way, it can be God's protection. Just like I shared the story on here about God protecting me in my workplace. A position I think I wanted, but it wasn't my time to have it. And God was protecting me all along. But I was angry, I was bitter. I did not like it. It got to a certain point when I saw what God was trying to protect me from. Oh my God, I was like, thank you God that I didn't get this position. But that was something I wanted. I hated myself for not getting. I was so miserable. But I never knew that God was trying to protect me. So God's thoughts are higher than your thoughts. When things are not going your own way, just know that He's seeing you, He's watching. He knows. But His thoughts are higher than your thoughts because He can see farther than you. He knows the end from the beginning. So He knows what's good for you. If the rock bottom did not happen in my life, I might not be here. I might still be miserable, still chasing after a wind, still following human beings that will just disappoint me at any time. I will still be crazy. I will still be busy every second of my life. I will not have rest because that was my life then. But God redirected me. And when I went to rock bottom, oh my God, I hated that period. I hated myself. I hated anything that has to do with me. But that was God's protection. That was God trying to redirect me. I experienced inner peace when I left everything to God. Like when I took my hands off everything, that is when I experienced peace. The peace that transcends all understanding. The peace that makes no sense. I don't even know how I'm holding on, because if I tell you my problems, like paying for my tuition, I don't even know how I'm going to do that. But I'm just out here trusting God. God's thoughts are not your thoughts. God's ways are not your own ways, okay? So leave everything to Him and be able to trust Him. When things don't go your own way, just know that He's out there. He's looking at you. He's seeing everything. And He knows the end from the beginning. So it might be His protection. It might be Him redirecting you. It might be that it's not your time to have such. I hope that this video was able to encourage you. I hope that this video was able to inspire you and let you to let God in and trust Him again, and get up and stop being the victim of your circumstance. Okay, it's hard. Like even me that is telling you all this, like I mentioned, I don't even know where I'm going to pay my tuition, but I'm just out here trusting God. And I believe that I'm going to come back here and give the testimony on how it was able to happen. Okay, so we've come to the end of this video. Hope you learned one or two things from this video. And I hope to see you in the next one. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions or comments, please put it down below. I'll be reading all of it, okay? Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. It helps the channel and it helps me as well. It's still your favorite, the Me Local, and it's been great with you guys. Until next time, don't forget to stay positive and stay. Bye.